Labour's Jess Philips issued a risque slapdown to Tory David Davis over his defence of Theresa May's deputy, Damian Green. It follows reports that the Brexit Secretary has threatened to resign from the government in solidarity if Green is forced out over claims he watched porn at work. It follows claims from an exMet detective that thousands of legal porn images were found on a computer in Green's parliamentary office following a police raid in 2008. Mr. Green denies ever having viewed pornography on his office computer. An investigation into Mr. Green's conduct, including allegations of inappropriate behaviour with a Tory academic and activist, is not expected to be published today. According to the Evening Standard, a mutual friend of Mr. Davis and Mr. Green said David would find it quite hard to stay in his job and not resign if Damian was pushed out because of anything related to what happened 10 years ago. AFP Image PA They also said the warning had been given to Theresa May in words of one syllable. Jess Philips issued a withering put-down on Twitter after the quotes emerged. She wrote, "David Davis, your red line, your hill to die on is really something. What made you want to become an MP? Great question. I really wanted to fight hard so people can weak at work." Neil Lewis, a former computer forensics officer, said this morning that he was shocked by the volume of explicit images on Mr. Green's machine. And now the Metropolitan Police is examining Mr. Lewis over claims he disclosed confidential information about Mr. Green which had obtained during the 2008 inquiry into Home Office leaks. He told the BBC there were thousands of pornographic thumbnails on the computer, indicating it had been used to view legal material extensively. Mr. Lewis told the BBC he was involved in analysing the then-opposition immigration spokesman's computer during a police investigation into Home Office leaks. Awkward silence as Damian Green fails to apologise to victims of sexual harassment who feel let down by government. He stressed that none of the images were extreme, but said analysis of the computer suggested they had been viewed extensively over a 3-month period, sometimes 4 hours at a time. A spokesman for the first Secretary of State said it would be inappropriate for Mr. Green to comment on these allegations while the Cabinet Office investigation is ongoing. However, from the outset he has been very clear that he never watched or downloaded pornography on the computers seized from his office. He maintains his innocence of these charges and awaits the outcome of the investigation. But friends of Mr. Green told the Press Association they were gobsmacked and found it deeply concerning that a former police officer who freely admits talking to Bob Quick is putting confidential and non-illegal details of a police investigation into the public domain, and equally outraged that the BBC would use such information from an unreliable source.